Yeah, it's always great to get a win at home. And the biggest thing about this win is that we have a lot to learn from because I don't think we played our best basketball by any means. But we just talked about this in the locker room. When we get to watch film after this one, at least we can have a smile on our face because we came out with the win. I thought we did a good job on the boards. If there was something that set us apart probably tonight or today was the rebounding. And rebounding for us is always going to be really crucial because we don't know how our shots are always going to fall.
Georgia, you had 22 points last year against Columbia, 16 today. Is there something about the light blue that you like playing against?
I don't even remember that, but I think just working for my teammates and everyone working hard on offense, I think that's where all my points stem from. Just the passing, like Taylor Ortler having seven assists. I think that it came from just like everyone moving and being open.
What was kind of the mood of the locker room after the Providence game, obviously your first loss of the season, to try to come back and get back in the win column today?
I think we were a bit down for a day, but we didn't let it get to us. We knew we had to just power through. Like, losses come, but we have to bounce back, and it's all about the bounce back. So happy to get this win today. Coach
mentioned the rebounding. Last year, Columbia out-rebounded you guys. You guys were way up this year. What did you think the biggest difference was to help you in that category today?
I think we have a lot bigger focus on rebounding. Like, if we're not going to be able to get our shots up if we can't have the ball in our hands. So being able to get defensive rebounds, pushing the floor, I think that's a big focus for us, and getting offensive rebounds so we can get second chance points.
Thank you.
Good job.
You got out of there easy.
Coach, one thing you mentioned when we talked before the game was the shooting percentage, and that was something that some nights it's going to be a little bit better than others.
Right.
Felt like today your shooting percentage was better and allowed you to overcome some of those other things. What did you think in that regard? Well, at least on paper, it's better numbers.
I still felt like it was tough. I think that our offense is generating pretty good shot looks. I don't think we're ever struggling to find a good open shot with the players where we want them to shoot from. I think as we continue to play, that's something we also address in the locker room. We just got to have a little bit more confidence. Like, what the mentality I would love my team to have is the shooter that's shooting knows it's going in, and everybody else on the court assumes it's missing. And if we can kind of play with that energy, and I thought today one of our shortcomings a little bit was our transition defense, which surprised me. That hasn't been something that we've worried about too much, but you know, we just didn't get back very well and pick up as quickly as we needed to, so that's something we'll address in practice.
Something that stood out to me was Sydney Lowry with 13 points. She made a couple threes. She got off to such a great start last year, struggled a little bit in ACC play, but it always felt like she was working hard and doing the little things. What have you seen behind the scenes to allow her to have games like tonight off the bench?
Behind the scenes, and since I've stepped foot on this campus, Sydney is one of our hardest workers, and she's that consummate kid that gives it her all. You know, she might not always be doing the exact right thing, but you know that her heart and her body are trying as hard as they possibly can. So that's a player that no matter what is always going to have the opportunity in every game we play, because I'm going to reward work ethic like that.
One thing that stood out, they have this plus-minus number this year on the card, and Michaela Dickens was plus 21, which far exceeded almost anyone else.
Right.
She only had 8 points in the game, but does that number kind of stand out as a coach, as something you look at kind of behind the initial part of the box score?
We do look at those numbers, and this is her highest by far, so that was good to see. And, you know, I think that with Michaela, she had a really rough Providence game, and I think that she's had probably her best 3 days of practice since that game. And it kind of rolled over into this game, although at times I still think she looked a little too exhausted for me, so we talked a little bit about that. But Michaela's a really good, heady, she has a great feel for the game. Like, she's what, you know, us as coaches kind of say, she's like a baller. So as long as she plays with a little bit of discipline, she's the type of player that can make good things happen.
This is another game that it's another team that the team lost to last year and won. I wonder, is that something that registers in the room at all as you're kind of checking off things, improvement of, hey, this is a team that we now got this year, or is it just every win's a good win?
Every win's a good win. We try, honestly, and I don't know what the players talk about, but as a coaching staff, we weren't here last year, so I don't think I've ever brought up last year, ever. You know, we talk more about this year and what we're doing just moving forward, because you know, last year was last year. I don't think the makeup even of our team looks the same. So we don't really bring it up. Like, I never even brought up the fact that we owed Columbia one or that we played them last year. We just focus on getting better each day and really doing us as well as we can.
Last one, just because Georgia was up here. What did you see out of her tonight? Another good, solid game.
Georgia, she makes me laugh because she's probably one of those players you want to yell at a lot because you think she's sort of being lazy at times, but she's also probably our highest IQ player. And it's not that I don't really think she's lazy at all. I think her thought process sometimes slows her down to where she doesn't move, but then when she does move, it's almost always to the correct spot. So that's why you see that she does a great job on the boards almost every night. In the Providence game, she did not, and that was one of the games why they made us pay for that. So I think she's learned from that game, but she has a very high IQ. You know, she makes the most, and that's why she can play at this higher level of basketball because she knows how to play the game. You can tell growing up she's played a lot of basketball.